Welcome, friends. Hope you're all doing well, doing great as always. Today's such a beautiful day outside. They had a storm pass yesterday and it kind of brought forth this nice, cool little front, but it came with a lot of sun, nice sunshine. The temperatures are just perfect, and the sun is shining its beautiful, warm rays on me. I was just like basically damn near sunbathing outside just now, and it made me want to come in here and talk about just the heart space, because the more I live from the heart space and the more I understand what the heart space is, and I understand how integral it is for us as a human to put that into our practice of living at every moment of every day, and how much of a chance it gives you to actually make change in the world. It's huge, and it's almost getting to the point where it's like nothing else. I feel like nothing else, for me at least, nothing else matters, because getting to that heart space again, getting to where you're living from that heart space again, it might initially take some time, because again, I've said before, you have to get rid of a lot of the things that you've accumulated since you were born on this planet, since you came into this earth. We come in as pure conscious awareness, but again, with the subconscious and how you're downloading so much BS and taking on personalities and sticking so hard to who you think you are when you get older, and you have likes and dislikes and preferences. And it's fine to have preferences. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have preferences, but I think being so tied to certain preferences can take you away from your heart space, because you take everything as like your preference wise, as if it's not meeting my preferences, then it's bad, when that's not necessarily the thing. And then that's not necessarily the truth. And let's say you run into someone else who has a different preference to you, different preference, different opinion, different way of life thinking than you. And if it doesn't meet the preference that you're so tied to and that you believe to be and follow so strongly, then you can possibly treat this other person not the best. You're not coming from the heart space, you're coming from the mind. And then it's just comparison at that point, thinking we're separate. Protecting and defending beliefs and standpoints and preferences because you think that's how it is, but it's not always how it is. There's multiple perspectives of everything in this world, and the more you take a look at all the things within you, all the things that pop up, whether it be anger, sadness, anything, whether you have to really be conscious of who you are and the things that you do, and you have to be not afraid to put a microscope next to all the things and question everything that you do, why you do it, what place are you coming from. Because when you keep doing that and you realize, and you're not bullshitting yourself, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to notice and understand that you have some things about you that are not very beneficial for yourself, let alone anyone else in the world that you come in contact with. And if you want to work from that always open heart space, if you want to live from that and see from that, you have to want to be as beneficial to everyone around you as possible. Because working from the heart space means you're just working within love, and that's who you are, and that's who I am. That's who we all are, is that eternal love, that God source, that eternal I am. We are that. And, when you start feeling that love on your own, you don't have to get the love from anywhere else. You don't have to get it from a partner. You don't have to get it from any external source. When you dig back into the deep well of endless love that is within you already, and you feel that just as strongly as you would with a partner, or you have with a partner, but even stronger, because you don't have to rely on anyone else or any other circumstance to give you that happiness and love. And you can accumulate it all on your own, because again, we are the operant power. We are the God source that is always love. And so when you feel that and you live from that, it's beautiful, and you don't want to live any way else, because it feels so good. You're not doing it because you're trying to be a better person. And it's okay to want to be a better person. I think that's positive. That's a positive outlook. If I want to be a better person, I'm going to work towards that within myself to be a better person in this life and in my external surroundings. That's fine, but you're not living from the heart space because you want to do that. You're living from the heart space because you've tasted that heart space. You've tasted that eternal, unconditional love, and you just want to share it because it feels good to share it, and that's why you want to do it. And that's I think the most important part is when you're coming at it from you just want to do it because it feels good, and that's what brings you fulfillment. That's what brings you peace, right? That's what brings you an understanding that we are all one. And when you treat people well, no matter who they are, from the heart space, situations change, relationship dynamics change. Your whole world has the ability to change because you're living from the only thing that is true, and that is that we are 100%, 150% love. We are love. We are our source of love, and it's coming from our creator, right? That I am, that God source that flows through any and everything that you see and come into contact with while you're here on this planet and beyond in the cosmos, wherever. When you know you're tapping into that same source, and that is the only truth. Because when you feel it, it hits you like truth that you've never been hit by before. It's the most undeniable truth that you've ever experienced since you've been here. And when you know that and you get a taste of that, you keep trying to get back to that. And that is the heart space. And that is always available to us at every moment to live from that heart space. But again, you have to be honest with yourself and get rid of, not from a place of judgment, but you're getting rid of them from a place of wanting to show up better in the world, wanting to connect with people in a different, more meaningful way in the world. You look at all the things that maybe keep you away from that heart space, but you look at it with compassion and understanding, and you understand why you've been working the way you've been working for so long, why you've been acting the way you've been acting, because it's all coming from a place of survival, right? Your mind has always been trying to protect you, and that's where the preferences come in. That's where the anything you've picked up along the way, that all comes in from just you trying to survive, and it's all valid, and it might have helped you along the path, but until this point it's not helping anymore because the world is asking us to live from this heart space more times than not, right? So things that you've done in the past, you could start to see, you begin to see with a clear, compassionate, understanding eye that it's no longer helping me anymore. It's hurting me. And when I work from that unconditional heart space, that's always just love. You're way more fulfilled in life. You're more living from flow. You're living from flow base. You're not thinking as much. You're just acting on intuition, and everything changes because you're drastically changing from the way you used to do things to the way you're doing it now in a more flow based, loving place within your heart. And that's so strong and so important. And just in my everyday life, if I have something in my job where I used to resist, that's another thing that drops away, is resistance. When you can start dropping resistance to every little thing, and you just take it as life unfolding as it should, and that we don't always have the answers, and that there's a powerful source that's giving us guidance at every moment of every day. And if we can surrender into that and have faith that we will get past whatever obstacle that's perceivably in our way, and you live from that, and your resistance is falling away, and you live in that trust, it makes things easier. Things don't necessarily get easier, but we get better at doing things. We get better at living in the world. And I don't know about you, but that's what I want to do. Because the more I'm on this earth, the more I see things that I don't like, and a lot of people not living from the heart space, knowing dang well that this place within every single one of us is available all the time, and no one's tapping into it, or no one even knows about it. It just makes me want to let them know that, hey, all the pain and suffering you're feeling right now, it doesn't have to be like this. But again, they have to be ready for it, and they have to look at things that they've been doing as perceivably not helpful, to want to actually get to the place where you're actually starting to live from the heart space again. And you can't change people. So the only thing left to do, if you can't change people, is be the example. not from a place of trying to change them. You don't want to change them, but you want to make them understand and get a glimpse of another way of living that is available to us, that is always available to us. Um, just letting them know, Like I said in my work before, I used to resist my job because I just always thought I needed to be somewhere else. I'm way too good for this job. I'm not getting the recognition that I deserve. It's just thinking very selfishly, and it would drastically alter the relationships around me until I realized we are all one and we're working here. All of us don't want to be here. We're here though. So if we're here, I'm going to make it the best I can while I am here and for myself and everyone around me. Because if I'm just resisting all the time and I'm not doing anything about trying to move on or whatever, or I'm not trying to do, if I'm just living from that spiteful regret and just a bad headspace and heart space altogether, it's not good. It makes your path and everyone else's around you that much worse. But when you just stop resisting, fall into that surrender of the higher power, that he's guiding us, that it's guiding us at every moment of every day through our heart space, through that awareness of love, you fall into that and you just want everyone around you to feel okay. You begin to think more about others than you do yourself. And it's not that you're not thinking about yourself, I think, but doing the work to get to the heart space again is more than enough help for yourself. That's it's a lot of selfish work because you focus so much on yourself so you can return to the heart space. But then it becomes about everyone else because your cup is overflowing and theirs needs filling. And you know this, and naturally, because of the work you've done on yourself, it fills them up. From the work that you've done to come back to that sweet center in the heart space, and the non-resistance and the flow and the trust fall, into a higher intelligent creation's arms that are always here around us. It's, again, God is everywhere. God is everything. The words I'm saying are God. The breath I'm breathing is God. Everyone else starts to get fulfillment from your energy. And then from there, I can awaken something in them. But if not, at least you can go to sleep at night living that you've done the best you can. My device is getting too hot now because it's in the sun. But yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Just the heart space, the sweet heart space, and it's always here now. And I think this planet deserves all of us to find that again and to live from that again, because there's nothing but beauty that can blossom from that. How long have we been living in this country, countries plural, where we've been living from the opposite side, and it's got us to where we are as cause and effect. But the new cause can be living from the heart, and the effect from that can be something we can't even fathom. It could be that beautiful. It could be that beautiful for us, but it's always available, and it's a possibility. We just have to know ourselves and then express it. But that's it, guys. Hope you've all had a great day. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, peace, love, and light. Love you all. Thank you.